Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Virgie Tovar says she's absolutely livid after receiving a weight loss ad in her HelloFresh box. According to her, this type of messaging is harmful. But is it really that serious? Today, we're going to break it down. We're also going to be taking a look at several bonus clips, including one where somebody claims it's not normal to promote a fear of fatness, and another one where somebody insists you can't feel fat, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. Ready for weight loss results that last? Try Noom. HelloFresh subscribers get 10% off Noom when you sign up today. I just got this with my groceries and I am livid. HelloFresh, people recovering from EDs use your service. Teens open these packages. Why would teenagers be opening up HelloFresh boxes? You're not even old enough to buy that. You're saying this ad being in there is dangerous because a teenager might open their parents' HelloFresh box? I doubt you're even allowed to sign up for the service if you're under 18. People who are being targeted day after day with pressure to lose weight, even though there is still no evidence that long-term weight loss is possible, but there is evidence that weight loss messaging is correlated with lower self-esteem, are seeing this. There's no evidence that long-term weight loss is possible. I think long-term weight loss is possible. I lost weight in 2017. Here are a few before pictures. Here's a picture of me in 2019, and here's a picture of me from the other day. Lots of people have actually lost weight and kept it off for multiple years. I would say anytime you feel the need to yell in all caps, whatever's written in all caps is likely riddled with your personal issues, right? Like they're all up in here. Comments on this post have been limited, so I can't leave a comment and disagree. I don't think it's dangerous or harmful to see a weight loss ad. I think Noom partnering with HelloFresh is just a business opportunity, you know? I think we would all love to be associated with HelloFresh. I'm right here, sponsorships. If we don't feel like doing a weight loss program, that's fine, we don't have to. Just because you saw an ad for it in the box doesn't mean you have to do it. Here's what you do. Take the ad and just put it in the trash, and then we move on with our lives. That takes care of that. Next.
I truly believe that if every single skinny person in my comments that makes comments like, you should just eat less or try to exercise, I pray fatness upon them.
Okay. A lot of people don't see fatness as a negative thing.
You deserve to gain the weight and see for yourself that it's not as easy as watching your calories and working out.
It's definitely not nice if people are leaving you negative comments, but to wish fatness upon them like it was a curse is very interesting. Also, people have lost weight by watching their calories and working out.
It's just not. I wish fatness upon you. I'm casting the fatness spell.
No! This isn't the first time somebody's cast a fatness spell upon me.
If it was contagious, I'd be coughing all over you like the right-wing people did during COVID. Take the fatness and walk a mile in my extra wide shoes.
Okay. I kind of agree with her. Like, anybody that's telling you, just eat less, clearly doesn't know what the hell is going on. Also, people should mind their own business and not be telling you, oh, you need to lose weight and all this stupid crap to begin with. But it is very interesting to wish fatness upon people like it were a curse.
Bitch. Hey, I don't judge the skinnies. They're naturally thinner.
I disagree with that statement. I don't think anybody is naturally thin or thick, as it were. I don't think anybody just rolls out the womb being a thickie Minaj. I think there are lifestyles associated with each body type.
Their family is thin. Genetically, they're naturally going to be thinner.
Actually, no. My grandma was very overweight. My mom is currently overweight. A lot of people in my family are overweight. It's got nothing to do with genetics and everything to do with lifestyle. I live a completely different lifestyle than all of them, so I have a completely different physique. I actually had family over not too long ago, and they were all fairly obese, honestly.
A lot of my friends are skinny, and I love them, okay? They're not mean to me. You don't have to judge people based on what their body looks like. I don't.
I agree. People shouldn't be leaving you negative comments. It's not nice.
I don't see a skinny person and go, I bet she's a bitch. I don't do that.
I do that. Jessica, I know you're a bitch, dude. Look how thin you are. I'm just kidding.
Or I go, I bet she starves herself. I don't think that. It's genetics, people.
No.
Wake up. Wake up.
I agree that people shouldn't be leaving you negative comments or trying to make fun of you or saying, oh, just eat less, all this dumb crap. However, I wouldn't say that it's all genetics either. Like I said, I lost weight in 2017, and I maintain it through eating completely differently than the way that I used to eat. I know countless other people that have lost weight by changing their lifestyles as well. And if they make a permanent change, they have permanent results. Next.
So sitting at work, just got off a phone with one of our vendors who said, I'll touch base with you late next week. And I was like, great, I'm just out on Friday. And he's like, oh, you know, the normal summer conversation of, are you doing something fun, going on vacation? And I'm like, well, I'm going down to a triathlon for the weekend. And he goes, oh, wow, is your husband a triathlete? I didn't know that. And I said, no, he's not. I'm going to run in the triathlon. And there was crickets.
Was there, or was there just like a pause in the conversation after you told him? Did you expect him to be all blown away or something, and instead he just sat there like, okay, I guess you're doing a triathlon? Like, personally, when you say something to me and I don't respond immediately, it literally means nothing, right? Like, hey dude, I'm doing a triathlon next week. Okay, cool. Aren't you going to be more excited? Have you ever seen me get excited for anything?
He did, you know, after a few seconds say, oh, wow, like that's really cool. And
okay, so there weren't crickets then. He just like sat there for a second thinking of something to say, and then he said, oh wow, that's really cool, and was supportive.
Explained it's a sprint triathlon, but I just find
a sprint triathlon. All right, I guess we're gonna have to look this up. A sprint triathlon typically involves a 750-meter swim, a 20-kilometer bike ride, and a 5-kilometer run. It's a popular distance for beginners due to its shorter distances compared to Olympic or longer races, and is often considered a good starting point for those new to the sport of triathlon. Okay. So the swim is 750 meters, which is 0.47 miles. The bike is 20 kilometers, which is 12.4 miles. And the run is 5 kilometers, which is 3.1 miles. Okay. That's a decent little jaunt. I'm sorry.
I find it interesting that the immediate reaction due to the body that I live in is your husband a triathlete?
Maybe he thought you couldn't be a triathlete and it had to be your husband. Maybe he thought you were talking about your husband for some other reason. We don't really know.
Because I couldn't be, right? So, just an interesting observation today.
We don't really know what his rationale was when he said that. I don't know why he said, is your husband a triathlete? Maybe he thought you were too large to be one. Or maybe he just assumed your husband was. I don't know. I will say that obesity prevents a lot of people from being as mobile as they could be. Next.
I would hold your hand while I say this, but I'm not going to because you're an adult and you should know better. It's not normal to be promoting fear of fatness.
Who's doing that? Also, thanks for being very condescending.
It's not normal for your greatest fear to be simply existing in a larger body.
Who told you that their greatest fear is to exist in a larger body?
It's not normal to be policing other people. It's not okay, especially in a society that has an administration that directly profits and benefits from the marginalized communities shrinking their bodies and taking away their brain power.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The current administration is profiting from people shrinking their bodies and taking away their brain power? How? All right, I'm going to need a lot of explanation for that one. A, how does somebody profit from others shrinking their bodies? B, how does that take away their brain power? So when we start losing weight, our IQ lowers? We start getting dumber and dumber the more weight we lose?
Away their brain power, which is, by the way, what happens when you restrict your food intake.
Your brain power diminishes? Well, I don't restrict my food intake. I just eat differently than I used to. I still eat food.
You are less likely to make good decisions.
Well, if you're like just straight up not eating. Typically, when people make lifestyle changes to lose weight, they still eat food.
You are less likely to take care of those around you when you are unable to take care of yourself.
Well, many people consider losing weight to be taking care of themselves, so then they will be better able to help people around them, actually. So I think you might have got that a little backwards.
It's not normal to be looking at someone across the street and have your thought be that they are less than you.
Where are you getting these scenarios, dude? Okay, that wouldn't be normal, you're right. But who's doing that? It wouldn't be normal to go to a pigeon and glue a little cowboy hat on top of their head. Who the hell's doing that? No, somebody actually was doing that, unfortunately. It's hilarious, but it's also bad and mean and wrong. But nobody's going around doing the thing you said. I see somebody across the street and I'm like, oh my God, look at this person. Like I have time. Like I don't have a whirlwind of negative emotions swirling around inside of my own head.
Because of the size of the body they exist in. That is not any more normal than judging them for any other physical reason. It's
Okay, no, that would be weird. I agree.
Normalized. It is not okay. Going around talking to your friends about your biggest fear being becoming a person who lives in a larger body.
I'm always having that conversation with my friends. Hey man, I want to open up to you guys. My biggest fear is becoming somebody who lives in a larger body. You mean gaining weight? Why did you word it like that? What the hell? Frank, you've really been saying a lot of wacky stuff lately. My greatest fear is becoming somebody who lives in a larger body. Okay, but this is an AA meeting. Is it? Or is it that you guys can't admit you have a problem with body image? No, it is an AA meeting. So you're gonna have to go.
Larger body is not healthy.
No, that would be weird if I had all these fears about living in a larger body and all this type of stuff. That would be strange. You're right. However, I think everything else that person said was fairly unhinged. Next.
Fat is not a feeling. Uncomfortable is a feeling. Ashamed is a feeling. Nervous, insecure, overlooked. Those are feelings.
Overlooked is a feeling. Feeling fat doesn't really refer to an emotional state necessarily. I think a lot of people describe feeling fat after eating certain foods or catching glimpses of themselves in the mirror from certain angles.
Maybe when we say, I feel fat, what we're trying to convey is, I'm feeling judged.
That would be weird if we were that out of tune with our own emotions.
I feel like I don't belong.
Why would I say I feel fat if I feel judged or I feel like I don't belong? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I would just say I feel judged and I feel like I don't belong. I wouldn't try to mask all of those feelings underneath the phrase, I feel fat.
Or I feel like I'm not enough.
I'm very confused about my emotions. I said I feel fat because actually, I'm very excited about going to the baseball game on Saturday. I'm not really good with like expressing my emotions, you know what I mean? Sometimes you say I feel fat because you're happy that you got a promotion at work. You know what I mean? Like these emotions can be very complex, very difficult to interpret sometimes. Man, I feel so fat. Are you sure? Or is it heartburn?
Fat is not an emotion.
Perhaps, but why do you want me to think that feeling fat is actually these other things?
And it's not a bad thing either, it's just a body size.
Well, when somebody says they feel fat, typically they're saying that in a negative way, and I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying any of you should obsess about your body size or beat yourselves up or any of that.
So let's try to name the emotion.
It was actually rage that I was feeling. I'm just not really good at interpreting my feelings. I had like seething, overwhelming rage, but it came out as me just feeling fat. That's weird. That's pretty strange. I need to go to therapy, clearly.
That's where the healing is.
Okay, and she said that's where the healing is. I've heard many people say something similar to what she just said. You can't feel fat. But like I said, it's different from other emotions. It's not really an emotion, but a lot of people feel it. And I don't think they're confusing constipation or happiness or whatever other emotion. Why did I say constipation was an emotion? That's how out of touch I am with my feelings. Yeah, I got emotions. Like, when you're constipated and stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Lots of people have reported feeling fat, and it's just a negative emotion when you feel like you need to stop going off the rails and reel things in a little bit. So personally, I think we had a lot of interesting clips in today's video, but what do you think? Is it problematic that HelloFresh is including weight loss ads in their flyers? Is it not normal to promote a fear of fatness? And can you really not feel fat? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.